Hi students, in this video we will study registers with parallel load. Before going to the topic, first I will discuss what is a register. You all know what is a flip-flop and the different types of flip-flops. Flip-flop can store one bit of information. So flip-flop is a binary cell capable of storing one bit of information. That one bit may be either 0 or 1, that's why it is called a binary cell. When you group the flip-flops, it is known as a register. Okay, so we can define register. What is a register? Register is a group of binary storage cell capable of holding binary information. Okay, group of binary storage cell. That means it can store number of bits, n number of bits. That is called a binary information. But a single flip-flop can store only one bit. So registers is a group of binary storage cells. So n-bit register has a group of n flip-flops. Was capable of storing any binary information containing n bits. So that group of n-bit register, n flip-flops act as a n-bit register, and at any point of time it stores any binary information containing n bits. Right? For example, consider a 4-bit register. Okay, 4-bit register. 4-bit register can store 4 binary information containing 4 bits. Okay, 4-bit register can store any binary information containing 4 bits. So this 4-bit register has a group of 4 flip-flops. Right? So here I will draw the 4-bit register using D flip-flop. Okay, so there are 4 D flip-flops. So these are the 4 D flip-flops. A common clock is given to all the 4 flip-flops. So these are the clocks. Okay, so a common clock is given to all the flip-flops. So when clock is equal to 1, all the flip-flops are enabled. When clock is equal to 0, flip-flops are disabled. That means they are enabled and activated and deactivated at the same time. Right? So we can mark the input. These are the input of the flip-flops. Then we can draw the outputs. So these are the outputs. Okay, so inputs are I4, I3, I2 and I1, and outputs are A4, A3, A2 and A1. Okay. So a clock pulse enables the flip-flop, all the flip-flops. Okay. So when the clock pulse is enabled, the information presently available in the flip-flop can be transferred into the 4-bit register. So here an input clock pulse enables the flip-flops so that the information presently available at the 4 inputs can be transferred to the 4-bit register. Okay, that means when the clock is enabled, the input available at the flip-flop is transferred to outputs. That means that is stored in the register. Right? So these are the outputs Q and Q bar. Okay, Q and Q. That is Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4. Right? When clock is equal to 1, the input present at the D input is transferred to Q. So when clock is equal to 0, then these flip-flops are disabled and it retains the outputs. Okay, so this is a 4-bit register capable of storing any binary information containing 4 bits. So register is a group of flip-flops sensitive to pulse transition. That means when the clock is enabled, then only the information available at the input of the flip-flop is transferred to the output. That means it is stored in the flip-flop. Okay, it is stored when you apply the next clock pulse. Okay, that means the output is changed only when clock input is enabled. Clear? Sometimes the registers may have combinational gates in addition to flip-flops that can perform certain data processing tasks. For example, suppose we have a register that can store the data only when some conditions are satisfied. Okay, so that can be achieved through a combinational gates. Okay, so this combinational gates perform some data processing tasks, right? So we can redefine the register as register consists of group of flip-flops and gates that affect their transition. That means flip-flops hold the binary information and gates control when and how new information is transferred into register. Okay, so register consists of a group of flip-flops and some combinational gates. So that group of flip-flops stores the data, binary information, and this gates actually control when and how the new information is transferred to the register. That control information is given by this combinational gates. Okay, clear? Next is registers with parallel load. So you know what is a register and the definition of the register. So transfer of new information into a register is referred to as loading the register. Okay, loading the register means transfer a new information into the register. It is called loading the register. If all the bits of the registers are loaded simultaneously with a single clock pulse, it is called loading is done in parallel. That means when you apply the clock signal, then all the informations available at the input is transferred to the output. That means all the flip-flops are loaded parallelly. That is called loading is done in parallel. If all the bits of the register are loaded simultaneously with a single clock pulse, it is called loading is done in parallel. Right? Next is registers with parallel load using SR flip-flop. So here register is a 4-bit register. So 4-bit register has 4 flip-flop. So here the flip-flops are SR flip-flop. So first we can draw 4 SR flip-flops. Right? So first SR flip-flop, second SR flip-flop, then third SR flip-flop, then fourth SR flip-flop. Okay. Then clock is given to all the flip-flops. So clock for the first, second, third and fourth. So clock is given as common to all the flip-flops, right? So this is the clock signal, right? So give clock to all the flip-flops, then mark it as clock and darken the joins. Okay, then mark the inputs S and R, Q is the output for all the flip-flops, right? So this is a 4-bit register, it can store 4 bits. So these are the outputs, output from first flip-flop, second flip-flop, third one, fourth one. Okay, so we can write the output as A1, A2, A3 and A4. Then a clear signal is given to all the flip-flops to clear the inputs, to clear the data stored in the flip-flops. So clear is also connected common to all the flip-flops. So a common clear signal to all the flip-flops. Okay, mark it as clear signal and darken the joins. Okay. So next we have a load signal to all the inputs of the SR flip-flop, and the second input is the input to the register, that is I1, I2, I3 and I4. That means when I1 is given, that is stored in first flip-flop, that is A1, then I2 in second flip-flop, it is A2, and I3 third flip-flop, that is A3, and I4 fourth flip-flop, that is A4. Okay, so here we have two inputs S and R. So I1 is given to S and its complement is given to R input along with the load input. Okay, along with the load input. So here we have the load input. Okay, all the AND gates have, all the inputs have, input of the flip-flops have two AND gates. Okay, so first we can draw the AND gates for this operation. So these are the two AND gates for the first flip-flop, then this is for the second, then this is for the third, then fourth, right? So first AND gate output is given to S. Okay, then second AND gate output is given to R. Here it is S and R, right? Then here also AND output to S and R. Here also AND output to S and R, right? Then this is the load signal given to all the AND gates. So one of the input of the AND gate is load signal, right? So here we can mark it as load, right? Then darken the joins. Okay, then second input is I1, I2, I3 and I4. So this is the I1, it is complemented, okay, and given to second AND gate, right? Then this is I2, it is complemented and given to second AND gate of the second flip-flop, right? Then this is I3, it also complemented and given to second AND gate of the third flip-flop, right? This is I4, it is also complemented and given as input of the second AND gate. Okay, clear? So darken the joins. Clear? So mark the inputs I1, I2, I3 and I4. So this is a register with parallel load, 4-bit register with a parallel load using SR flip-flop. So when load is equal to 1, one of the input of the AND gate is 1, right? Then we give I1, I2, I3 and I4 inputs. So depending on the I1, I2, I3 and I4, we get the output of the AND gate. That means the input of the flip-flop, right? So that input is stored in the register. Whatever input is given in the I1 is stored in the register. When load is equal to 0, one of the input of the AND gate is 0. So output of the AND gate, all the AND gate is 0. Okay. So it retains the previous stage. In the case of SR flip-flop, it retains the previous stage, right? Suppose we have to clear the data stored in the register. In that case, we use the clear signal. When you give clear, then the data stored in the register is cleared. So clear is an active low signal. That is why here we draw a bubble. So okay, bubble here indicates clear is a active low signal. Suppose you want to clear it, clear the content of the flip-flops, then clear is equal to 0. Set that signal as 0. Otherwise, always clear is equal to 1. Okay, clear is equal to 1. Okay, so this is the working of this circuit. When load is equal to 1, then AND gate output depends on I1, I2, I3 and I4 that act as the input of the SR and data is stored in the flip-flop. When load input is equal to 0, then one of the input of the AND gate is 0 and all the AND gates outputs are 0. Okay, so this activity is performed only when clock is equal to 1. That means load is equal to 1 and clock is equal to 1. Right? When load is equal to 0 and when you change the clock, nothing has happened in the flip-flop. Because load is equal to 0, then one of the output of the AND gate is 0. One of the input of the AND gate is 0 and output is always 0. Right? So when load is equal to 0, when you change the clock, nothing happened in the flip-flop. Okay. So when load is equal to 1 and you give the clock signal, then only the input available in the lines I1, I2, I3 and I4 is transferred to the register. Okay, transferred to the register and is stored in the register until next clock pulse and also load is equal to 1. Clear? So this is the working of the 4-bit registers with parallel load using SR flip-flop. Right? Next is registers with parallel load using D flip-flop. Here also register is a 4-bit register. So 4-bit register has 4 flip-flop. So here flip-flop is a D flip-flop. Okay, so first we can draw 4 D flip-flops. So first, second, then third one, then fourth one. 4 flip-flops. These 4 flip-flops are D flip-flop and clock is given common to all the flip-flops. So this is the clock signal, right? It is given common to all the 4 flip-flops, right? So mark it as clock and darken the joins, right? Then here also clear signal to clear the content of the register. Clear also given common to all flip-flops, right? So this is the clear signal, right? So mark it as clear and darken the joins. Okay, so this is the clear signal. So mark the input of the D flip-flop. So only one input D and output is Q. Okay. So these are the output from the D flip-flops. A1, A2, A3, A4. This is A1, A2, A3 and A4. Okay. So here we have the load signal. Okay. When load signal is activated and clock is equal to 1, then whatever input is given at the D flip-flop is stored in the D flip-flop. When load is equal to 0 and clock is equal to 1, then it retains the previous stage. That means the data stored in the flip-flop is changed only when load is activated. Okay. So to retain the previous state, we have to feed back this output to input. So first I will draw the load signal. Okay. So here is the load signal. Then also we give load is equal to 0. So here we take the load signal and complemented, right? Complemented. Then here is the complement input of the load, right? So this is the load signal. Okay. So here also we have 2 AND gates and 1 OR gate. So these are the AND gate, right? So in the case of SR flip-flop, we have two inputs. So we give the input as input I1 to the first input of the flip-flop, and its complement is given to the second input, right? So in the case of a D flip-flop, we have only one input D. So we OR the outputs from the AND gate and it is given to D flip-flop, right? So here we have a OR gate. Output of OR is given to D input, right? Okay, then output of AND gate is given to OR gate, right? Then what is the input of the AND gate? One of the input of the AND gate is load input. Okay, so second AND gate take the load input directly, right? Then complement of load is given to first AND gate, right? So you can darken the points. So here is the point, joins. Okay, what is the second input of the AND gate? So when load is equal to 1, whatever input is given to the flip-flop is stored in the flip-flop. So actual input is given to second AND gate when load is equal to 1. So load is equal to 1 is load is directly connected to the second flip-flop. So second flip-flop we give, second AND gate we give I1, I2, I3 and I4. Okay, so this is I1, I2, I3 and I4. Okay, so in that case load is equal to 0 for the second AND gate, right? So here load is equal to 1, so OR gate gives output as 1, right? When load is equal to 0, the one of the input of the second AND gate is 0, so second AND gate gives 0 input. Okay, so in that case it should retain the previous stage, right? So for first AND gate load is equal to 1, it is complemented and given to first AND gate. So what is the second input of the first AND gate? So when load is equal to 1, here 0, so first AND gate always gives 0 output. All the first AND gate gives 0 input. So the output of the OR gate depends only on I1, I2, I3 and I4. When load is equal to 0, then output of the second AND gate is 0. Then one of the input of the first AND gate is 1. So it depends on the second input. Okay, so when load is equal to 0, actually it retains the previous stage. That means previous stage is output of the flip-flop. So that is feedback to give as input of the first AND gate, right? So this is the input. Right? Okay, so we can darken the joints. So these are the joints. Okay, so what is the working? When load is equal to 1, here it is 0. Okay, so one of the input of the all second AND gate, first AND gate is 0. Okay, so output also 0, right? but for the second AND gates, one of the input is 1. So the output of the AND gate depends on the I1, I2, I3 and I4. Okay, so output of OR gate also depends on this one, and that is the input of the D flip-flop, and that is stored in the flip-flop. That is this register when clock is equal to 1. When load input is equal to 0, and when you enable the clock, but here one of the input of the second AND gate is 0, so all the second AND gate have the output 0. Okay, and for the first AND gate, complement is load is complemented and given to the first AND gate, so its output is equal to 1. Okay, here it is 1. So one of the input of the first AND gate is 1, so it depends only on the second input. Second input is feedback from the flip-flop. Okay, so it actually retains the previous stage. Okay, retains the previous stage. Clear? So this is the circuit of the 4-bit registers with parallel load using D flip-flop. Okay, clear? So registers with parallel load means that the input value is transferred into the register provided with the load input is 1, clear input is 1, and clock input goes from 1 to 0. Load is equal to 1, clear is equal to 1, and clock is equal to 1 to 0. Okay, these conditions must be satisfied. Load is equal to 1 and clear is equal to 1, and also clock is equal to 1 to 0. Then whatever input is given to the flip-flop is transferred to its output simultaneously. Okay, when load is equal to 0, it retains the previous stage. In that case, clear is equal to 1. That means it retains the stage when load is equal to 0, clear is equal to 1, and clock is equal to 1 to 0. Right? When clear is equal to 0, then registers clear its value. Okay, so that is the register with parallel load. Clear? Okay, thank you.